allowed the two children. It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind. Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, my ego don't come, my people make we shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, politico, this one not the off in mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder. My ego don't come. My people make we shout. My ego don't come. My ego don't come, man of the masses. My ego don't come. Politico, this one not the off in mind. Person where they do even no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, my ego don't come, my people make you shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, my ego diary politics. Mayegun la wa mo la mo to do. Mayegun diary, Mayegun la wa mo la mo to do.
Hello there.
Mayegun ti de o.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live. Thank you so much for joining me. And as you are joining, please, okay, like the broadcast, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun is live.
Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary Godfatherism. Mayegun diary.
Innocent Obi, my brother, just seeing your comment there where you said you are watching from the hospital. A speedy recovery for you, brother. Get well soon. Share the broadcast.
Lórí Facebook.
Buhari sold Nigeria and sold the future of Nigerians. APC, Egbekegbe, destroyed Nigeria, and their vuvuzelas helped them to ruin Nigeria. Absolute nothing is left, and Kolu is about to regret spending this much just to be rigged in as Nigeria president, probably like an undertaker. Me, Mayegun, I will speak to you directly tonight like a layman. Forget all the economic jargons. You will understand this, what they have done to Nigeria. Please share the broadcast. Thank you. Good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live. I have this clip I am going to kind of share with you before we get fully into this. There is problem, even though you know, or maybe you don't understand. You will understand tonight, even if you are an Agbadorian, a Batidiot, a Buhari Dane, Buhari Didiri, Buhari Dinotu, Dijatu, Buhari Shuku, Ngozi Hari, Nneka Hari. It doesn't matter where you belong. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys have technically finished Nigeria, but we haven't started. Thanks for joining us tonight, by the way, right? Share the broadcast. Let's get started with this.
The impact of European and American and Russian and Chinese interference is a raw wound. It is not something that is in the past. It is something that is happening as we speak. And therefore, when we speak to it, we are speaking to it to warn ourselves of the reality. When we speak about the Danidas and the NGOs, these are bodies whose raison d'etre is to ensure that we remain in a perpetual state of begging. That is what we are doing, to warn ourselves. And we are not for 1 minute saying that we will shut ourselves out from the rest of the world. What we are saying is that we must define how we engage with the whole world. And we are saying that as individual countries, we are weak, and the rest of the world wants to operate and to deal with us in our weak state. The United States of America are dealing with Rwanda on second-hand clothing. Rwanda cannot resist them. Burundi cannot. Kenya cannot. Uganda cannot. But if we are East Africa with a population of 300 million, we can. If we are SADC, we can. If we are ECOWAS, we can. So this is what we are saying. And we are saying further that going forward, we must also recognize our internal weaknesses. And what is our weaknesses? Chinua Achebe said it very well. The problem of Africa is simply and squarely one of political leadership. The rank of many political leaders in Africa are thieves. Let's call them by their name. They are thieves. They are individuals who are not interested in the interest of this country. And as long as we continue electing such individuals into positions of power across Africa, they are going to be manipulated. What then is the responsibility of the citizenry? The responsibility of the citizenry is to make demands. The chairman here, I hope he has received the several letters that I have written to him. I've written several letters to his organization talking about the role of the African Union in peacemaking. I wrote to the chairman only last week about the situation in Sudan, saying we must solve our own problems. And I want to see a crusading African Union.
Thank you very much. And you are welcome to the Temple of Truth tonight. The headline or the rider for this video is the latest release. It's sort of an expose that nobody ever thought existed out of all of the financial rascality that took place under Buhari, APC, Egbekegbe. Apart from the fact that they led Nigeria into the rabbit hole of indebtedness, debts that would be repaid back in tens of years to come. Many of them are as long as 100 years repayment. In 8 years, the Central Bank of Nigeria gone rogue, where Emefiole, the head of the monetary body, supposed Central Bank of Nigeria governor, gone rogue, and gone rogue to the point that by the time they were done, they successfully put Nigeria on the map. In fact, at the top of the map as the poorest people on earth, as well as one of the most indebted, with nothing to show for it. 8 years of borrowing from just anyone they could borrow from. 8 years of indebtedness. At the end of it, over 97% of all the projects they said they embarked upon were uncompleted. The loss on Nigeria, the debts on Nigerians, including generations unborn. One of the obstacles that has guaranteed that generations of Nigerians are not only going to be born into poverty, they are going to grow and live and die in poverty throughout their lifetime. You see all this, right? You will think when things get this bad, people should be honest with themselves at this point and say, you know what, let's be honest now. If we don't fix this, we are doomed. So technically, Nigeria is bankrupt. Buhari took Nigeria from $7.8 billion foreign debt to over $80 billion today. Not just that, they depleted every penny they met, and they also destroyed all the golden goose laying the golden egg. I'm talking about the source of the revenues. They got them so destroyed that Nigeria became so insolvent to the point that it couldn't meet up just any quota, whether to pay up their debt, service the debt, or even meet up the natural resources supply to the world, which is that of natural gas. Something that gives them the forex, right? The backbone. They say, oh yeah, Nigeria has this or that. Buhari met Nigeria foreign reserve at 35 or so billion dollars. At a point, in fairness to them, they reported that they have increased the foreign reserve of Nigeria to 40 billion. But that was a momentary propaganda because it didn't last. Nothing to really show how they made that money. No explanation. But yeah, they cooked the figure and published that. But what they didn't tell Nigerians was that under Buhari, they moved or signed a bill or something like that that then gave the full autonomy to Central Bank of Nigeria, that is to manage the Nigerian foreign reserve. It is like saying, oh, Mayegun, I've got this $5 million, right? And it is in so bank account. I want you to help me manage how money flows in and flows out of that account and keep me updated. And then I'm like, oh yeah, that's fine. I can do that. So what then happened? The same Buhari with Emefiole, they went straight to America to speak to Goldman Sachs. Watimagbo, Abi, you go down the hear am before. Goldman Sachs, very big name. JP Morgan, Watimagbo, Abi, very well, right? Emefiole and his central bank team with the approval of Buhari, they decided to use the foreign reserve of Nigeria as collateral to take cash. They took cash, dollars, from Goldman Sachs, as well as JP Morgan and some other lenders there. They took cash without the National Assembly approval for such. What was that money for? No explanation. Fitch, that one is a rating agency, financial rating agency. Now, let me explain some certain things to you so that you understand the implication of all of this very well. In fact, to you watching me, Okada rider, how does this affect you? How does this make your life hell? All this money that you have no idea of, how did they change or affect your life right now? Even though you are not in any way a foreign dealer or whatever be, I will explain it to you. You see these criminals, when they came, I told you before, I said, APC, Egbekegbe, they came to do three things, all right? And they came to steal, which is to loot. They came to destroy, which is to divide. Nigeria is already destroyed and divided, Abi. Then they came to kill, which is that anyone at all that stands on their way, you will be destroyed, not just physically, like killing you, like, dead. No, they will kill you economically. And by so doing, a lot of you slept, you woke up, and you found out that you are battling with poverty. That is, 5, 6, 10 years ago, that wasn't the case. You had prospects, you had dreams, you were dreaming of where you were going to be 10 years ago. Where are you now? You see, that is called economic jihad. It is economic war. It touches everybody. And that's why some people who are so daft in their own politics, as they believe, right? Their religion, tribe, and all these things matter to them more than the activities and actions of these criminals and how much they impact on them. Nobody is spared. Whether you are a Christian or Muslim, you know that, Abi. Nobody is spared, whether you are a northerner or a southerner. Before now, they said it's class war. Okay? The rich and the poor. But guess what? Right now, especially in the last 2 months, even the rich themselves also cry. Right now, it is happening. Right? Those of you under Buhari, when they were taking all this money, they were devaluing your naira. As they were devaluing the naira, even the dollars they were taking from America, they were not giving the dollars to businessmen, industries. Nigeria is an economy that is called import-dependent economy, which means Nigeria, no matter how blessed Nigeria is, natural resources and the rest of that, all those bragging, all right? Nigeria still depends. Over 80% of what they use in Nigeria are imported, especially their petrol. The biggest oil producer in Africa, once upon a time, doesn't have a refinery to actually refine his own crude oil to serve his own local consumption. What does that tell you? That's the chunk. Nigeria exports its crude oil, buy back the finished products, and then put the levy on the rest of you. So when they remove subsidy, how has life been since then? So let's go back to the borrowing and the devaluation. Initially, they said they were borrowing to improve your infrastructure, stop corruption, in order to improve revenue generation, and all of those they were telling you, those big grammar. To the layman right now, what did they do? Without any approval from anywhere, all right, as Nigeria economy was bleeding, they have already created what they call the round tripping. Now, the round tripping is that instead of the Central Bank of Nigeria, okay, remember, Central Bank of Nigeria is the one in charge managing the foreign reserve of Nigeria. Nigeria is forex, foreign exchange, mostly from the crude oil. So which means Central Bank, NNPC, two of them, they are supposed to be Siamese twins that cannot betray each other, or else Nigeria will be in trouble. Why? NNPC will monitor trade of the crude oil, ensure the money is paid to the what? To the central bank account. Then central bank in Nigeria will now gauge the economy, how much of the dollar should be left in Nigeria, how much of the dollar should be left in their World Bank foreign reserve. Now, Foreign reserve is like your credit, you know what they say about, what is this thing called again? Oh, a credit score. You know, credit score is for poor people. When you see billionaires, multimillionaires, nobody talks about credit score with them. Now, me and you, the middle class or the poor, because the capitalists who will give you the money, say, okay, want to borrow you money. They want to see how financially healthy you are as an individual. Can you pay back this money? What do you have in exchange if you don't pay this money? So then, if they realize that your chance of paying back is 50-50, so they will increase the premium. The premium is that the risk is that, okay, instead of them giving you loan at, let's say 5%, if you have a very clean and healthy credit, they know that you are worth more than the money you are asking. They will say, okay, 5%. But when they know that there are some other complicated blah, blah, blah behind, that they may not get their money easily, they will increase the premium. So which means they will say, okay, 20%, 25%, 30% interest, 50% interest, APR, Abi, what did they call them? APR, Abi. It is for poor people. They have the same thing for countries. The most indebted country in the world is the United States of America. We are talking about trillions upon trillions. But because everybody is trading in their currency, dollars, that gives them a leverage, which means whatever you do, wherever you are doing, they will get their cut. You're going to use their dollar. So with that, they are the ones who is now rating everybody, mostly rating everybody. So there is a body called Fitch. You see that Fitch is like a credit rating agency for countries. So that when your country go to World Bank, all the data of your country, the history of the loans you have taken before, blah, 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 all those things, they will be available, readily available at the World Bank. Sure you get now. So this Fitch, as agency, they have put Nigeria in negative because Nigeria has entered a situation that Nigeria is still existing right now. That you can still stand up and say you are Nigerian and you are in Nigeria right now is a miracle. Do you understand? This Buhari's APC, what they did to Nigeria, that Nigeria is still existing right now. That every one of you are not actually on the street right here, picketing everywhere, chasing these criminals wherever they are, to the bottom of the heart of this world. Baba, is a miracle. Is surprising to some of those lenders. So what did they do? After NNPC gave room to oil theft that Nigeria has never witnessed before, ever in Nigeria history. Nigeria was losing 700,000 barrels of crude oil every day. When we put all of that together, Baba, it is a million, billion, trillion, grillions or something. But when we put the figures together in money type, Nigeria lost, ladies and gentlemen, over 300 billion US dollars to oil thieves. Guess those who are buying the crude oil stolen from Nigeria? The same West. The same people. Right? Anyway, the same people who are borrowing us money that realizes that Nigeria cannot even pay back the loan. What Nigeria is doing is Nigeria is now servicing the loan. You know what servicing means? It simply means that, okay, you are supposed to pay back 100 naira on your loan. So I will be deducting it from your loan. But the total revenue that you have, if we should take that, you are going to need about, put it this way, you're going to need like 200 naira, which means the money you are making is not even enough to pay back or to service to pay your loan. So what happened? You can then make an arrangement that says you will be paying the monthly interest, supposed monthly interest, and even that monthly interest on that loan is taking about 98% of your entire revenue in your country. Why? Because the major source of your revenue has been let loose to oil thieves. So the forex that you need to shore up your foreign reserve to improve your credit rating so that when you go borrowing, you will not go sorrowing that much. The percentage of the interest will not be that high. So as Nigerian foreign reserve, they reduce, so is the loan interest increasing, including the condition that you will need to go and devalue your money. Remember that already, without the creditors telling them to devalue Naira, they themselves have already created a corrupt pipe called round tripping, where middlemen, central bank was supposed to give money to the banks. You, whether you want to go abroad for your BTA, and you need BTA, basic travel allowance, whether you want to go abroad for schooling and you need dollars or whatever, all you have to do normally is to walk into your bank, and the bank will tell you, this is the exchange rate. And then you pay the Naira equivalent, and they put the money wherever you want it to be, give you your receipt, that's it. But that wasn't it. The middlemen, who are mostly APC, Egbekegbe recharge card seller from Katsina, Daura to everywhere, that suddenly overnight turned to multi-billionaires. That's how they became billionaires. So they were those who are now receiving the dollars from Central Bank of Nigeria. They are now those who are now choosing how much they will sell the dollars to the banks or bureau de change. So just like pandemic, Nigeria Naira jumped from 160 Naira to $1 official rate to over 500 Naira to $1 official rate, and similarly from 199 Naira to $1 to over 700 Naira to $1. All this happened under these guys, but we didn't know that behind the scene, the negative financial report on Nigeria also came with some other conditions that led to that. They have used the foreign reserve of Nigeria as collateral to collect $13.8 billion from American creditors. The question now is, what did they do with the 13.8 billion that they collected? Because they use your foreign reserve as a collateral. Another thing, from 2021, the foreign reserve of Nigeria has been witnessing the monthly decline of over $400 million. You should also kind of look into that, Abby. Yes. As by the month of August 2022, the monthly withdrawal or deduction from the foreign reserve of Nigeria was put at $440 million every month. And as at July, which is last month, 2023, the balance in the foreign reserve of Nigeria is now put at 34 billion US dollars. Or even at the 34 billion, 40.7% or nearly 41% of that money does now belong to Nigeria. It can be a liquidify assets that these American banks, the money is in their country anyway, World Bank, Abi. All they have to do is to take all their debt and Nigeria will be empty. Giant of Africa with, how much will be left? 20 billion US dollars in foreign reserve, where you have countries with 400, 500, 1 trillion US dollars as their foreign reserve. This is the reason why you are going to buy dollar for 1,500 Naira. Let me explain that to you. You will pay through your noses with the ruins that is going to hit the Naira in the coming days. You see, normally the depletion that lasted for 8 solid years. I'm talking about depletion in revenue. May I explain that one to you? Nigeria has two means, or should I say Nigerian government? They have two means of generating revenue. The highest one is from the oil sale, crude oil sale. Nigeria doesn't produce, or should I say, Nigeria doesn't operate the extraction of our own crude oil. Can you even believe that? American companies, European companies, they are there in Nigeria with their own machines and everything. They are those who are extracting the oil, taking their cut, paying royalty to Nigeria. By design, Nigeria is actually losing 50% of what Nigeria should be making from our own crude oil to production alone, which is those who are involved, they take their cut. All this Shell, Chevron, all these people, you are kind of hearing their names. I don't know if they are still there. They brought their equipment. They were not employed by Nigerians or Nigerian government. Kind of put that in mind though. So when they pay this royalty, Nigeria still make a lot of money. But that money will need to come after the sale of the crude oil. So when this money is coming, it goes straight to the Central Bank of Nigeria. And that was when they usually spend the money based on the budgeting number, kind of. I'll explain that too. For example, if a barrel of crude oil is $80 per barrel, because of the expected sale by the Central Bank of Nigeria, then they can say, you know what, we can make so amount of money, so let's write our budget. They will now write the budget on what they are going to spend on power, what they are going to spend on road, what they are going to spend on this or that, which is your national budget. Now, when they now have to quote the budget, they have to put something called the benchmark, oil benchmark. So if a barrel is $80 per barrel, they can say, oh, we expect to sell the barrel at $50 per barrel. So what that means is that if they put the budget on $50 per barrel, right, and it ended up being sold for $80 per barrel, that is $30 different on each barrel. So if you now sold millions of barrels in a month, that's going to be like times $30. Now, if your budget says $50, that means you have enough money to fund your budget, and you still have excess that you can save. Sure, you get now. But despite all that, what happened to Nigeria was that avenue of making so much money got taken over by Buhari and his men, who became the oil thieves. They were legally taking oil. You've seen some of the oil tanks, the vessels, the ship, you've seen them. That's not something that you and I can just carry bucket and jerry can to go and steal crude oil. It takes a lot of teamwork, including the involvement of the security and all of that, So they opened the door for these thieves for years, and Nigeria lost billions of dollars, trillions of money. Do you want me to tell you what that means in Naira? What Nigeria lost under Buhari to oil thieves? I'll tell you. Plus or minus, if you use today's exchange rate, it means that Nigeria lost $300 billion. Oh, Nigeria lost over 200 trillion naira. 200 trillion naira to oil thieves. Think about that. Think about that monument. I told you that Nigeria is still existing right now. That all of you are still waking up and say, I'm going to work. You are waking up, you are saying, we have wedding this weekend. You are going to, I need to meet with my business contacts. And all of that is a miracle. Seriously, a miracle. But you will get there. Slow but steady, win the race. You will get there. Everybody will feel it. And you'll come back to Mayegun's Diaries sermons that will always be there, no matter how much you try to avoid the truth. So Nigeria lost money. That's the first revenue earner for Nigeria. Lost money. Nigeria became beggar, begging people to borrow them money at ridiculous exchange rates and, at ridiculous, interest rates and conditions like devalue your naira, go and devalue it, go and devalue your naira. So Nigeria was losing so much money because the money was going into the private pocket of Buhari and his cronies. Of course. The second avenue that government of Nigeria make money is through, through taxation. And you know, Nigeria has they have the population. But the problem is this, more than 60 to 70% of the population, they have no jobs, or they are mostly underemployed. What does having no job and having a job but still being underemployed, what does that mean? That simply means that if you don't have job, you know you don't have job. Like very, very, very bad situation. No job, no revenue, no income. But you have job. But that your job where they are paying you 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira, 30,000 naira, and you are existing in that Nigeria, you are pretty much like poorer than you probably will think of, or you admitted that you are poorer than you should be, even though you have work. You go work every day, 30 days a week. But look at the way you are living. Do you think you are not hardworking enough? So you have the population where nearly 70% of your people are either unemployed or underemployed. A disaster that means you are losing so much money. You are losing so much money or tax money from able-bodied population, active population that should be working, people that should be busy. They are not. Docile. Devil's workshop. I mean, what did they call that thing again? They said the poor man said, no, I forgot that. Something like, empty hand or something like that is devil's workshop or something like that. Anyway, you get what I mean? 70%. You are losing a lot of money there. And as the population keeps getting poorer and poorer, the bracket of people who are paying taxes continue to close and close. You are losing so much money. So Nigeria has lost so much because of the incompetence and corruption of these criminals. Idle hands are devil's workshop. God bless you. Idle hands. Today, the most lucrative Bambi-ala job in Nigeria today is to be a politician, seller, lapdog, ass licker, crumb eater, crumb chasers, orator, whatever you can be. That is the most promising job for some of the young people in Nigeria today. Technically, they can't do anything. How? What do you want them to do? So they waste the life of generation. Millions of young people, 10 years of their lives has been used to play Oludo, bear. So Nigeria is not making money. So what would they do? They started borrowing. They were borrowing like drunk sailors. Like everywhere they could see, they were borrowing, stealing here and there. They wanted to steal the money from dead people too. When they realized that over 4 trillion naira is currently lying fallow, dormant, in dormant account in Nigeria, dead people money, they still want to take it. They say we can take it and pay it back. They never pay anything back. They can't pay anything back. They've taken everywhere that makes money for Nigeria legally. They have already taken charge of all those. Nigeria is not making anything anymore. The criminals are roaming about, but using the Nigeria foreign reserve as a collateral to take $13.8 billion. Baba, that is the height of it. That is the height of it. But Emefiole is in jail. Buhari is in Daura. They are visiting him. They are calling him a leader. Kolu is lost. He's probably have no idea. Now, the dollar to a naira is nearly 1,000 naira to a dollar. Everybody is asking, what happened to the announcement made by Kolu's central bank acting governor? Show wine wani. The acting governor of Central Bank today is part of the Emefiole team that took all those economic decisions under Buhari, defended them. They removed Emefiole as the scapegoat, throw him under the bus. They appointed a member of a criminal gang as replacement. Now they announced, they said, we are going to unify. We're going to unify Naira and dollar. We're going to unify exchange rates. How would you unify? What are you going to do? You need a chunk of money. That dollar, you need a chunk of it to put that in those banks in Nigeria if you want to crash. Because apart from that, it will take you years to genuinely put Naira beside dollar and challenge it and begin to challenge it. That is the moment when Nigeria can actually produce what they eat, and bold enough to export them. Now let's talk about the devaluation. The devaluation at the time, I mean, you were doing your campaign. Tifnumbu had no explanation to you. He had nothing. Nigeria was in a hole. You were feeling it. They were telling you that is those who are thieves. They were feeling it. That you are only sacrificing from 2015 until a lot of you lost your businesses, lost your jobs, you lost your relationship. Some of you lost your marriages, and others, they lost their lives. Endure. Eforiti, gbogbo ori ti pa. Ori patan o tun ti nje wonu. Sorry if you don't understand Yoruba. They say endure. It go better. Use your head to Yoruba is so unique, by the way, right? I don't see how I'm going to kind of interpret this to you. I mean, kind of explain that what I just said right now in English, that it will actually make the proper sense to you. I'll try. You see, when they say that people should endure in Yoruba, it simply means that, kofioriti, use your head to continue to push it. It go better. So, the people that they told to push it, they are beginning to notice that they are already going bad. Everything, there's no gear anymore. They are using the air to push 8 years. Before they know it, they have started noticing some holes inside their skull. It be like, say, the skin are already peeling off. The bones are already showing. And the whole thing is already, the wear and tear of endure, wear and tear. Before you know it, Baba, hold on inside the skull already. That's what that means. Eforiti, oriti pa, oti wan dalu. 8 years, you know it, you feel it. There's some same character came back and told you that they now found a magic wand to fix it. And you believe them. I was shouting like this. This is what I was doing for all those time. Telling them, how long do you have to lie to yourselves? Right? Now, let me explain some certain things to you about this devaluation. Okay? When the local businesses were kind of suffering, they said they were shutting the border in order for them to grow food. So that when they grow food, local farmers, right, will make more money and food prices will crash and all of that. That was the lie they told them. What they didn't tell the agriculturists in Nigeria, it was a good idea. Like, Nigeria has the best climate to grow anything. Nigeria can farm all year round. Nigeria is the place where people can farm all year round and keep producing. But you know something? These guys are not interested in any of that. So their investment in agriculture in Nigeria is just for the face value of it. Who are the agriculturists? Mostly those who actually produces the food we eat, the livestock, like farmers, poultry farmers, all of you, poultry farmers. You suffered. You saw a lorry. You saw a jibu. You enter this, my brother's area, in TV, in Benue, suffer, so lorry, so Ibadan. What the economic policies of APC did to you. Now, under them, they told you they have shut the border. But they didn't tell you that the singular import license for anybody to bring anything into Nigeria was given to Dangote. Only him. Until he got challenged and they gave the second one to another one, Koshe Bua, Bina Bau, be something like that. Another. They didn't tell you that. But for those of you who they deceived that Africa Development Bank loan, 1.3 trillion naira was available with free fertilizers to grow food in Nigeria. That was good. Good news. It was meant to be good. But what they didn't tell you was that you will only have it good if you have the peace of mind to actually toil the ground or toil the land and grow those food. They didn't tell you they were sending terrorists to you. I mean, that used to be the problem of northern Nigeria, right? Until it became the problem of the entire Nigeria. They didn't tell you that. And under them, they did all they could to suppress your voices. And you know the worst case scenario, right? It wasn't left. I mean, the people who were just like farming on the land were not those who were suffering this alone, right? The terrorist attack and the rest and the scam, right? You see those ones who are also into non-land farming, blah, 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 like livestock, like those who are into fishery. I have a friend. His prospect 10 years ago was that if everything goes well, in 10 years' time, well, anyway, in 10 years' time, 10 years back, I used to think that this, my friend, should be a billionaire or very close to being a billionaire in 10 years' time. I'll tell you, his business strategy was so perfect. This guy was a self-made guy, okay, who put his resources together and then he invested in this fishery business. He was one of those first-generation fish farmers. And back then, when he sits and when he sat and it's like calculating his expenses, he will calculate the feeding, the feed, how to feed the fish and all that, what size, and how much they sell each size, how do they recoup their money and all of that, and for what, how many space of time, okay, 3 months, 4 months, and all that. And same goes for those of you who are into poultry business as well, right? Livestock. So feeding your livestock and all of this seems to be the most almost the most expensive part of your business. So the smart ones, you know what they did? They started buying milling machines. They started mixing the food themselves. Not that they were only able to feed their own stock, they were also able to break the price enough that they were able to sell to others. Then Buhari happened to them. Okay? And the problem about businesses, is not like people don't do everything to keep their businesses running. But the, the consumers, when the power of consumers has been cut so low that they can no longer afford a lot of things they usually kind of need. So as they are unable to afford, businesses also will be what? They will also be losing patronage, losing revenue, profit, and the rest of them. Things will be dragging. No be so. But you see, that things are slow can be a little bit managed by different categories of traders and all that. Not with those who would have to feed their livestock, quickly have to dispose them and sell them off, make their profit and restock, and do the same thing again and again. So when the wahala started, now the raw material started with it. I mean, now the raw materials be the problem first. You know, this type of farmers, like the one I'm describing right now, corn, agbado, all these kind of grains, they are the most vital part of their meal for their stock. You know that, Abi? And once the price of their raw materials begin to go up, so would they have to like pass down the cost on the final product, which is their fish or their chicken. So gradually, my friend found himself struggling. Why? They have so much fish, but they've got no buyers. They've got to feed them until some of them started discovering the idea of grilling them. These are the ideas that are later coming with the struggle that came with Tifnumbusa and the APC, Egbekegbe's policies, businesses died. And today, they are still dying. And they are dying at the fastest pace that no one has probably seen before. And it is going to get worse. So ordinarily, you would think, if Buhari that they said is the best thing that happened to Nigeria after Agege bread, if he was what they told you he was, if he is what they told you he was, Abi, Baba, it would have been an ideal time for Nigeria to go to that foreign reserve and just take $10 billion cash, inject it into Nigeria economy. Yeah. All of you who are into all these businesses, make them allow you have access to those funds to keep your businesses afloat. That is what they do where I live when things get this bad. But in their own way, they mostly always see it coming, and they don't lie to themselves when the shit hit the fan, not like in Nigeria. Emefiole used 41% of Nigerian foreign reserve. Buhari ordered that $13.8 billion was taken from lenders in America. And nobody is right now asking, where is the money? So what did they do? What really triggered the lenders was that, these people be weirdo. I mean, did you hear that they have printed over 23 trillion naira? And they have also, central bank printed 23 trillion naira. And they loaned it to Buhari's government. These ones are mad people. It's better we let their country know that we will recoup our own money when we are ready. Because the collateral is right there in our backyard. All we need to do is just to write the World Bank and say, we are taking 13.8 billion. Or maybe that is just the loan. No, we don't even know the interest. Maybe at the end of the day, when they will finish the whole thing, Nigeria will be paying about 20 billion to them. So why? Why are these guys still in their homes? I mean, Tifnumbu on his own, if the court no remove him, in fact, if the court remove Tifnumbu this time, now favor that they do him. Look at me very well. Would you me dada? In another 6 months, even Tifnumbu will sit down. Whenever his dementia, in a way, come under control, he will sit down and he will ask everybody around him, Kinimun Shembi, what am I doing here? Go and write it down. The mess they have put Nigeria in, technically, Nigeria is already finished. Technically, Nigeria is bankrupt. And unfortunately, the criminals who perpetuated this, the finance minister under Buhari, Pastor Ruga, the head of economic team for Buhari, what do you call that one? Buhari himself, Emefiole, that is in their detention, and everybody involved in this haste, they should be in cuffs, right now, just right now, like as much as yesterday. Go and arrest them now. Just sit down there, they shout, they make noise, they do all this. Go and arrest them, idiot. Emi lo npe ni idiot. Emi lo so me go arrest them. Want to arrest the lives yin, want to arrest the future yin, want to arrest our money. And the way I can make it easier for you is that, just go and sit down, relax. Ke duro deku. You have no idea. What they have done right now is that Nigeria is so vulnerable right now. And Nigeria is going to war. Yeah, Nigeria is going to war. Even though they are saying that it is not Nigeria war. Now ECOWAS. But you and I know that if there's anything that Kolu is currently doing to try to take attention out of his own illegitimacy in Nigeria, plus whatever the West has on him, or whatever they have on him, Baba, even this distraction, no, they distract anything. The Northerners that kept quiet under Buhari, that saw the escalation of insecurity in their region, they publicly once told us that protest is haram. Do you remember that? That protesting is haram, forbidden under Buhari. The looting and stealing is not haram, by the way. Corruption wasn't haram. Terrorism wasn't haram. If you probe me to these jihadist fanatics, well, call you that want to distract everybody and take your mind away from this calamity that has befallen Nigeria. Baba, the distraction is not distracting. If you ask me, oh, in fact, it is raising more concern, even though the Nigerian military just told us they are loyal to Tifnumbu that will not be any coup in Nigeria. Why are you telling us? They said some people are calling that there should be coup in Nigeria. Okay. So you are telling us that Nigeria military is very strong and blah, 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 blah. So to reassure Kolu, Tifnumbu jaga bandits. Aṣíwájú àwọn olè. Aṣíwájú àwọn agbéwiri. Aṣíwájú àwọn agbèrò. Or your pampers, or your diapers, we shall shout, and the rest of you like that, right? The distraction is not distracting, by the way. So I should remind you of that, because protest is no longer haram. But one kind of, this time around, I want to go to Niger. We'll go to Niger. I wish I could say more on what is coming. They can tell you all lies, though. Okay, I think I still have one thing to say on that central bank stuff. Nigeria is broke. These guys depleted Nigeria, and they should cough out this money. They should cough out that money. They built themselves estates. They were buying properties in Dubai and all over the world with your money, borrowed money, printed money, and all of this secretly, openly, right? They should pay for that. They are targeting me and you right now. According to them, they are lying to Nigerians right now, telling them that the reason why the naira and dollar, after their own announcement of harmonization, unification, and other nonsense, or shon, they put in it, right? They are now saying that those of you who are trading in cryptocurrencies, Binance and the rest of that, they said you are the reasons why the dollar and naira will continue to go higher. They are telling their mumus in Nigeria like that. The economic mumus. They are saying that me and you sending money to Nigeria, not sending the money through the central bank so that they can take their percentage like they normally do, share the money, and leave the people poorer and the country in debt. They said you and I who live abroad, diasporans that remit over 34 billion US dollars to Nigeria every year. Show some respect to you. That thing always kind of annoys me, by the way. You know, slave trade is over. Slave trade is over. But what about the modern slave trade? They destroyed Nigeria, chased us out of Nigeria for those who made it. I know everybody then chased out of Nigeria actually ended up being able to pay back to Nigeria in the name of remittances, paying off, subsidizing the lives of our people. The Nigerian system continued to milk and destroy. No opportunities. Here you get. So we save Nigeria, where your criminal leaders are looting Nigeria. Those criminals in Nigeria are taking the money out of Nigeria to go and buy properties abroad in the name of their family members. They spent billions of your money financing private and personal medical care for themselves and their families abroad with your money. Me, Mayegun, that you are calling enemy of Nigeria, Nyashiri, I am one of those who are also remitting money back into that country, at least to save Nigeria from turning into Venezuela. You should have started attacking yourselves enough today that Venezuela will be like a small London to some of you, like you have in Somalia, thanks to Nigerians who are living abroad, the diasporans. So the Central Bank of Nigeria is kind of worried that the reason why the dollar and the naira will continue to, the reason why naira will continue to weaken and weaken is because that 34 billion US dollars that we remit to Nigeria every year should have come through them. So if it came through them, you know that cash, billion, even the crude oil in Nigeria did not give them that money because you know now, they looted it. They already stolen that anyway. So no amount of money they make from crude oil will ever amount to the money that Nigerians remit back into Nigeria from South Africa, from America, from Asia, from even Saudi Arabia, from Qatar, from all over the world. All of you are there. You see, when that money enter Nigeria, they are called diaspora remittances. When you look shelebi, and you weary ass lickers, crumbiters, all risers, political jobbers, who are singing the praises of your criminal leaders here and there, those who have contributed nothing to Nigeria. You jump on social media and say, what's your business with Nigeria? What is your business with Nigeria? Show some respect, right? You should show some respect. We know be your papa mate in that regard. Show some respect. Because if not for us, Nigeria would have been, well, I don't know. So that's why some people are saying that stop sending money to Nigeria. Stop sending. Okay, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Your family members are also in that country affected by the same ruinous policies of these criminals that doesn't discriminate. Their policies doesn't spare anybody. And I've said that many times. Wherever you are in Nigeria today, if you want to be honest with yourself, right, you will agree no one is spared from this marginalization, discrimination, and this. Nobody, no area is spared. And everybody there said them. So yeah, show some respect. So they are targeting us right now. They say it's because of us. That's why the dollar and naira. What happened to your crude oil? What happened? How much money have you saved? They said they saved a trillion naira from your subsidy remover. Where is the money? Why is us? Why is it us? Are we those who have made it difficult for your industries to function than to be folding up? The manufacturing industry in Nigeria that need rejuvenation, the real rejuvenation that could create jobs, boost the economy. How much has your government invested in that in the last 10 years? That you can tell me. Oh no, point all the fingers. Everybody is at fault. Now you know want Nigeria to be better. Now you people, they talk about Nigeria badly. Nigeria is gone. These guys have done things that if all of you actually understand what they have done, wherever you see them, you will do what is called citizen arrest. You go hold them, tie them hand and leg, and take them to the nearest police station. If they no prosecute them, you go pick up everybody where they try to prevent that. That is what you should be in the mode of. But you get there. Don't worry, you get there. They will push you there. And, you know, videos like this will continue to remind you what they made you believe and what the truth is. And how did any of this affect you? That's what I do, by the way. I do that very well. I won't drink tea. So I'm going to go to Niger, where they want to distract you. But the distraction is not distracting. But the war is already at the 11th hour. I don't think anything will prevent it. Let's go to Niger Republic and the reactions. By the way, I was saying something about protest. It was Aram, but it's no longer Aram. The northern Nigeria are complete, well, Kano and Katsina, they are not in support of military invasion of Niger Republic, but they are not protesting against Tifnumbu. Guess who they are protesting against? They are protesting against Christians. They are protesting against Israel. They are protesting against America and France and EU. They are blaming them for what is about to go down in Niger Republic. You see, those of you who are Christians who have suffered massive casualty under the jihadist Buhari's government for 8 years, You have been burying and burying and burying your own brethren. Oh. Now, this issue in Niger Republic that has to do with mineral resources, so uranium and petrol, or crude oil, Jeje you joko, Jeje you sit down, oh. These criminals in Kano, these jihadists in Kano, their protest says, now they cause the problem, we won't happen for Niger. Iwoma dirao, chongbo, Iwoma dirao, like they say, wait down my guy, dirao. May everybody, where they lie to themselves, begin to tell themselves that, Elmo, you are existing in a place that is not real. You know what people say? Nigeria is not real. Everything about Nigeria is not real. When you say something is logical here, put it beside Nigeria, it go no, you know, go make any sense again. Because Nigeria is not real. Iwoma dirao, igupai.
Pastor, oko ọlọ́pàá ó ń ṣọ́ pastor. Àwọn ọmọ ìjọ sticker ló ń ṣọ́ wa. Àṣé kò rí pé orí wa ti burú. Ìwọ má dira o, ìpápá ẹ̀dá rin. Jẹ́ ká wà ní Báìbù tó ń jẹ. Kò jẹ́ pé sàgbétò àbí kò gbẹ́rì tí kò gbé tí a fẹ́ jókòó tẹ̀ rà. Gbẹ́rì tí bá yọ píù. Àwòyí àárín. Mo mọ̀ ní pé wà nínú Báìbù pé ìgbà tó fẹ́ mú Jésù kọjá ní àárín òun ògèrí Jésù. Kí ni Jésù lò? Àfẹ́ rí lólo. Ìwọ má dira ayé bàjẹ́.
So, in Benin, Niger Republic and the looming war. So we'll start with that. Then we'll go to Kano. But first, let's start with Otara. What Otara said and how the Kano people, Katsina people are reacting. How are the Nigerians reacting? What's going on in Niger right now? You saw the other time when they said, Ivory Coast, Abi Côte d'Ivoire, military, they were ready. I'm coming. Let's start with Otara.
I've had a very good summit. We thank President Tinubu for having invited us, for his hospitality. The hospitality of the people of Nigeria. As you're aware, this is the second summit in 10 days that we have organized on Niger. And this is a critical problem we have to solve. As you're aware, ECOWAS has taken many decisions in the past, legal and factual, about coup d'etats. And the community has always condemned coup d'etats. And coup d'etats have happened in many countries in the sub-region. ECOWAS has intervened in the past in Liberia, in Sierra Leone, recently in Gambia, in Guinea-Bissau. And today we have a similar situation in Niger. I'd like to say that ECOWAS cannot accept this. This is not a matter of Nigeria against Niger, not at all. The decision that we have made today, and I hope it will be implemented immediately, is a decision of ECOWAS. All the head of states think that we have tried dialogue with the push of Niger. We have sent delegation, high personalities like former President Abu Salami Abubakar, the Sultan of Sokoto, the Emir également, former Governor Sanusi, my friend, and many others, personalities in this important country, to talk to the people of Niger. But they're hosting, they're keeping President Bazoum as a hostage. I personally consider this as a terrorist act, and we cannot let this continue. We have to act. The position of Côte d'Ivoire, which has been endorsed by all of the head of states, and that we have been able to tell these putschists that their place is in the barracks. They should go to fight the terrorists.
and not try to kidnap a democratically elected president. So we believe that this is for the credibility of ECOWAS. All of us are concerned and involved in this decision. So I'd like to thank my former president of ECOWAS, President Ambalo. He himself is a former general, but democratically elected now, to say that we want democracy in our sub-region. We do not accept, we will not accept coup d'etats. And I think these putschists must go. If they don't let Bazoum out to be able to exercise his mandate, I think we should move ahead and get them out. Bazoum is the democratically elected president. He should be freed. He should be able to exercise his mandate freely. Thank you very much.
So before you go, are you saying this is the position that ECOWAS has decided after?
Well, this is the position, as you say, I have to leave now, but there's a position most head of states who have intervened have endorsed. So I want to insist, this is not a Nigerian affair. It's an affair of ECOWAS. And you know, Niger is part of the Monetary Union of West Africa, of which I have a chair. And this concerns Cote d'Ivoire on that account. So ECOWAS is even bigger. ECOWAS is nearly 400 million people, 240 million in Nigeria, 140 million in the West African Monetary Union. So this is 400 million people. If we don't have democracy, do you think that our countries will be able to move ahead? This coup d'etat is not acceptable. We should put an end to it. And I hope it will be unanimously that we'll put this to an end. Thank you.
Agodo, that's Otara. Is full kind of a press chart on Niger. And that is not surprising, as we later discovered. There are those who are in this video are suspected to be the Ivorian army. Ivorian soldier or Ivorian soldier. How do you pronounce them anyway? Let me see if I still have that. One sec. Right.
Yara assalamu alaikum. Manya durun waku. Ni da nau'i kasawa. Ni ku tambari a bani mai da keni. Ni ji ku halaliyan mutanen fada. Ni kura ajiya kaura baban shawo. Akai a kawo sai gabiya. Ni shan kiyo sai tunku. Dogon zango sai cimola. A daba anuka sai kalwa. Amma dankali sai juji. Ina mai girbe gidan mutanen custom. Babban gandu sai gayya. Kan daki sai an taru. Yaro ba ya daukan yaro. Wallahi sai da rungume.
I think that was the moment I was talking about, the Onurugbo. So which means they are ready. The Burkina Faso have also responded. The people in Kano, we're going to stop at that place first. Okay. So in Kano, people felt like, waiting with this now. Like, why would they actually check this? But their own protest is not, in fact, against the government of Nigeria or going to war. It is against the Christians, against France, US, and others, okay? But in fact, let's kind of go into Niger itself, right? See what's going on in there.
We don't want war. I don't. We want peace.
Nigerians in Niger saying we don't want war, we want peace. Like those are Nigerians in Niger. Okay. Then going forward, here is another one. In front of the French embassy, Nigeria embassy, they have been witnessing massive protests in the country's capital, Niger. And that's just on the streets. It's coming to Kano, or I think in Kano, right? Where, like I said, their protest is not against Nigeria government, Tinubu or anybody. It's against, America, France, debt to America, debt to France, debt to Christians, and all of that stuff, right? I'll show you one of them. Oh, I thought I had the clip earlier. Hang on. Where is that again? I think it's this. Go with my list. All right. So let's kind of go back to that Niger, showing the people of Niger themselves. And meanwhile, I need to give you a bit of a background, by the way, before we get to that part. So currently, in expectation of the invasion, they said more than 70 schools or have been shut down, that children should stay away. Okay. Hospitals, government buildings, homes and all that. 70% of these places have been cut off electricity. They don't have electricity. They can't use electricity in their their hospitals, in their labs, or whatever right now with what they have done. Okay. But to the Burkina Babes, right, or Burkina Babes, the Burkina Faso, they are also getting ready. Okay. And in this case, they said they will defend Niger in their word. Here.
Ici, à rappeler que ça fait plus de 10 ans que le Burkina Faso, le Mali et le Niger géreront les conséquences négatives, conséquences socio-économiques, conséquences sécuritaires conséquences politiques, conséquences humanitaires de l'aventure hasardeuse de l'OTAN en Libye. Bien entendu, se pose la question, si ça nous a pris 10 ans, accepter encore une autre aventure de la même nature au Niger nous prendrait combien d'années? On ne sait pas, 20 ans, 30 ans, 40 ans, 50 ans. Une chose est sûre, le président Goïta et le président Traoré ont clairement dit non, non et non. Nous n'accepterons pas d'intervention militaire au Niger. Il en va de notre survie. Et bien entendu, les chefs d'État du Mali et du Burkina ont pris la ferme décision de laisser des actifs et non des passifs aux générations futures. À l'endroit de la CEDEAO, nous avons deux messages. Le premier message, c'est que nous leur demandons très clairement de cesser d'affamer nos peuples. Nous n'avons pas besoin de sanctions. Je pense qu'il y a énormément accès de souffrance que nos populations traversent. Le deuxième message, qui est également un message important, nous apprécions bien les ultimatums. Je pense que la CEDEAO se trompe lourdement de destinataire. Il faudra adresser ces ultimatums aux groupes terroristes. Et ça fait 10 ans que nous attendons cela. Je pense que nous serons très heureux pour une fois que ces ultimatums soient adressés aux groupes terroristes. Ensuite, à l'endroit du peuple frère du Niger, ce sont des moments difficiles. Le Mali et le Burkina Faso ont traversé des épreuves similaires. Nous tenons à leur rassurer très fermement de notre soutien et de notre solidarité. Et restons résilients et stoïques, pour reprendre les propos de son Excellence le colonel Assimi Goïta. Tout ce qui est substantiel et positif ne peut s'obtenir dans la facilité. Et s'il plaît à Dieu, nous vaincrons.
I was like telling them that nothing good comes easy. But we appeal to ECOWAS to at least don't starve our people. You are making it look like you are just going in there to go and tackle the military and remove them. So what about the humanitarian crisis that's going to follow? How about the already war you've declared where our food supply and all of that to our country have been cut off, which is true. Those who are passing through Benin Republic, moving food, trucks, and all of them into Niger Republic, they have been cut off, by the way. I think I should share that with you before we go back to Kano.
Trucks in their hundreds blocked for more than a week in Malanville, the border town between Benin and Niger. Following the coup in the landlocked Niger, Benin closed its borders in accordance with one of the decisions taken by regional bloc ECOWAS. Transporters in the border town now lament they've been hard hit. When you're packed like that, the insurance runs out every day. The technical inspection too, the papers are running out. Let's not talk about the food. How much are you going to eat in 2 weeks? The apprentices, you have 2 apprentices and they're going to spend 1,000 francs a day on food. Niger is currently facing sanctions imposed by ECOWAS, and that's biting the economy. One of them is electricity and the closure of borders with neighbors Benin and Nigeria. We left our families to go and get something to eat to feed our families. We're stuck. We're going on about 16 days today, and we're asking the African population to sort out their problems, to let us go through and unload our luggage and turn around and go back to our families in peace. ECOWAS on Thursday approved the deployment of a standby force to restore constitutional order in Niger following an emergency summit in the Nigerian capital, Abuja.
Just like I said, the top surface of declaring war, declaring all this, making all these pronouncements by this ECOWAS or these African countries is just the surface they are telling you. At the bottom of all of these announcement, and all of them are the real people like me and you, whose lives are going to be truncated by all of this, or already have been truncated. Lives, businesses, and people like that who are going to be the real loser. At the end of the day, those are the casualties you're counting there, the ones on camera, by the way. There are others that you probably will never see on camera, and they are also going to be the victims of all of this. You know that? Well, in Kano, where it was an Aramto protest, this time around it isn't. right? And because they believe that their brothers and sisters in Nigeria Republic are in danger of world politics. But they have no demand from Tifnumbu or Nigeria in all of this. Other than we need peace, we need that, then debt to America, debt to this one, debt to that one, and all of that nonsense that they displayed. I'll show you. In Kano. I mean, from Kano. From Kano. Some people are saying, why are they not protesting about the bad economy? Why can't they come out and protest against this hardship in Nigeria? Why are they not coming out to protest against the increasing killings in northern Nigeria since this Tifnubu even come on, right? Why are they in all that stuff, right? People are just asking so many why. I'm like, just sit back and relax. The game is about to start, okay? You are still watching the, that stage where they will be kind of showing preface, trailer, this film, a long film. Oh, my long ago. So, now series, ni. Potential film, series, ni. Oh, my long ago. It's going to start happening. Like I told you, somebody said Tifnubu will run away. No, run away. Because there is already precedence, right? Precedent that it can be your president from anywhere. If no court removes him, right? He can go to France like a Paul Biya of Cameroon. He can stay there for 1 year, 2 years. May not come anywhere at all. I'm talking about the real wahala that will make him feel like, what am I doing here? So you are the president. President Itani. How did that happen? Who allowed that? Sir, you are Mr. President, sir. You are president. So, yeah, I mean, how does he even pronounce it? He's a president. Mr. President. You are Mr. President. President. Say, Presi, which club? Nigeria president. Say, president, what am I doing here? Okay. Egba me now. Help. That is what the situation is going to get to. I mean, maybe not in public, but you go come back and tell me that, Omo. But because they are greedy, and until you chase them, if you don't do anything, they will stick around, stay around, and destroy you further. And who are you going to blame? Who? God. That doesn't love you. Oh, God didn't love you enough. We'll go back to Niger. They still have a chance right now to tell them, stay away, we are fine. Before the gun starts banging, before the bomb starts going off as well. And the smooth plan military operation will now lead to a full-blown civil war, regional war, and on like that. Somebody even sent this. This is counted as a joke, by the way, okay? Somebody sent this in.
They look onto. Oga Tinubu, you dey see, Niger don't go reinforce. They don't go invite Burkina Faso, Mali. See the troop now when they wanted to enter Niger. When you say you want fight, you get army to fight them. Now you don't use and fight insecurity for Nigeria. Then they wait for you. People are fighting for their freedom. You say they corrupt like Nigeria when they look onto. Then they wait you now. Don't say if he said you will fly. They look onto. Oga Tinubu, you dey see, Niger don't go reinforce. They don't go invite Burkina Faso, Mali. See the troop now when they wanted to enter Niger. When you say you want fight, you get army to fight them. Now you don't use and fight insecurity for Nigeria. Then they wait for you. People are fighting for their freedom. You say they corrupt like Nigeria when they look.
Like I said, somebody sent that in. And if that is the situation in Mali, near and then Burkina Faso, headed for Niger, then I can promise you that maybe this is not going to be a smooth military operation. Just remove them and put this one in. Remove this one, put this one there. It's over. No wahala, no humanitarian crisis, no fighting, no nothing. We'll find out in the coming days. We are fight today or fight no day. Everybody they flex their muscle. I saw another video where Nigerian army, they are doing training. They are doing training of shooting and all of that. Nobody gonna do it. Sean. For where they shoot everybody. You are on your own. Survivor of the fittest. But the problem is that if you enter Niger, with these boys where they see for that Niger, if you enter Niger, you can't do mistake, can't enter one area. And they can't shout, say, area. Say, Nigerian soldier don't miss road. Baba, rest in peace in advance. So I don't wish you that, but now your job, you get what I mean, right? How do you fight people like this? If they continue to say, please stay away, you've done enough war. I mean, you've done enough already. I mean, I'm just saying, if you go mistake, go carry gun, enter this place, I will learn here. I don't know if I was the only person who heard. I don't know if I'm the only person who heard that Yaya France. I don't know what that means. If they say Yaya Nigeria, you carry your gun. You are doing Nigeria army. Yeah. Nobody go to do shon like I told you. They do your Nigerian army inside the streets. And then you hear somebody say, Yaya Nigeria. You see how he moves his leg? I will learn here. Or your loyalty is to Tifnumbu. And he wants you there. I just hope that they don't go carry down my brother where they do NYSC, because they don't ask me dressed like a soldier already. I hope they won't call him and say they've drafted my brother. The World War III. Imagine what they are asking them to do on this side. This has nothing to do with the jail. Or when they treat them like this, nobody reserve soldier with this. I don't know if that video is recent or old, but someone somewhere posted that video online. And since that time, it has triggered my own PTSD about Nigeria. I've been calling that my brother. Thank God his number finally, he finally picked up his phone, this morning. As I say, if I call him until Monday morning, and the phone says this number is not reachable, that means they have dragged my brother to Niger Republic. And only call over me, war Adeyinka grandson, one bit over new. I'm a Brazil, any chemical bomb. I they go Nigeria be that. My brother go Niger. May they can go do Yaya Nigeria. Hey, Yaya Nigeria. Hey, as the guy they moving leg like that, they kick. Now every kick like that, now one person die with that. You do mistake, enter one area. They say Yaya Nigeria. You won't even understand. Pay attention to your family members, because some of them, they are going to tell them that they are going to pay them in dollars. It's a special operation in Niger. Because this special operation be kokon, I would law niye. They tell you they will pay you in dollar, they will take care of your insurance, this and that. The difference between you and soldier and the khaki, they will give you the original khaki, carry gun, give papa. We shall see again, Neil. But let's go back to that Niger Republic as they are already reacting, as you will see, concerning these developments in their country so far.
They look onto. Oga Tinubu, you dey see, Niger don't go reinforce. They don't go invite Burkina Faso, Mali. See the troop now when they wanted to enter Niger. When you say you want fight, you get army to fight them. Now you don't feel use and fighting security for Nigeria. Then they wait for you. People are fighting for their freedom. You say that.
Omo Yami, I decided to replay that video so that you can know, say, you are not going for any, what do you call it, a boot camp. Like Boko Amesi Tifnumbu said, if the situation require him to do this, just know that that's what he's talking about, to recruit 50 million youth and all that nonsense. So I'm sorry, I kind of want to put it there just to refresh, all right? Then we'll go back to Niger. I keep going back and forth, right? Welcome to the party. Mayegun's Diary Political.
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and the other thing. Take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn, and the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps. We create our food. Abi, that's money for the farmers. That's consumption for the soldiers and skill development. Don't call them illiterate. Don't talk about illiteracy. Anybody who can own gun, who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cock and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor in the.
Àwọn ọlọ́pàá máa kó anybody lẹ́yìn. 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 Àwọn ọlọ́pàá máa kó anybody lẹ́yìn.
My last year, sure you get. Toba Riemu. The day they will start doing the recruit, I pray, DSS, if you are watching this video, you get everybody there with it on my platform. Go on Facebook right now. The Agbadorians, they said a bag of Agbado has jumped from 16,000 to 63,000. Even Agbado, go see and shop. If the situation is not me, that's where the situation is. So if you are now looking for those to recruit, come on to Mayegun's Diary Political. Stay on Facebook, mostly on Facebook. You go see all of them. Once they talk, click their profile. They are just, what do you call it? They are just air wasting vessels themselves in like a bunch of, Anyway. So the people they are sending you to go and meet in Niger, indeed, they have turned it to everyday, kind of the people they want to save, Abi. They have turned it to everyday protests. So you've seen some of them, Abi. I'll still show you a few more, all right? Maybe one or two more before we move on, okay? So yeah, from that same Niger. we have heard that the light is green, and we're just waiting for the first boom. There is no report that any military, external military, uninvited military have entered Niger. No report yet. But from what we have already heard, for those of you who are praying for military, I pray that you will get what you are praying for, but be careful of what you pray for. Okay? The military in Burkina Faso and in Mali, they have already set in the law, the rules, limitation, most of them that are more on human rights, so to say. Now, they are saying they're going to kind of have to control what people say on social media about the junta in Niger. So, which simply means that as they consolidate their power, their rule, they will need to dish out some of these usual draconian military orders that they call, and they don't care. Here you get now. However, like I said, I will only wish you what you wish yourselves. But I want to stop by at Pastor Adeboye's church. Pastor Adeboye was talking about war. And I kind of want you to, let's listen to that, okay? He was preaching against war. And it was clear, kind of asking for peace, even though if it is too late. Right?
I'm a small boy. But I was at the battlefront during the Civil War. Not as a soldier, but I lived near the battlefront. And what I saw. If anybody asks me to choose between war and peace, I will choose peace. What about you? And we are already fighting many wars in Nigeria. We are fighting wars against kidnappers. We are fighting wars against terrorists. There are still places in Nigeria today that when people go to bed, they are not sure they will not be killed before tomorrow morning. We are still fighting wars against some people who feel that if you are a farmer and you plant, what you have planted is food for their cows. And if their cows come in to eat your harvest, and you complain, they kill you. We're still fighting war against hunger, and so on and so forth. We're still fighting. We are fighting some serious wars. And surely we don't want more wars. We want to win the ones we are fighting. And we don't want fresh ones. Whether within or without our borders. I'm a small boy.
Sorry, somebody said that's going to be another Lamba. Well, it's just that, you know, I kind of like it when people preach peace. If Niger Republic was encroaching on Nigeria territory and doing some horrible things that, you know, has been confirmed in a way, it would make sense to go there and teach them a lesson or remove the government in the country that is behind that. They've not done anything to Nigeria. Whatever is there, that Kolu is fighting for, that's all right. You know, it's not in the interest of Nigeria. Sure you get. So, yeah. Again, we'll leave it at that, and I'll let you be the one to judge that if it's Lamba or needed or not. Anyway, okay. So I was talking about how Buhari sold off Nigeria, bankrupted Nigeria. Bajabia Mole, those who are passing the bill, like passing all the loan, Lawan and the rest of them. Well, Baja has become the chief of staff to the current Tifnumbu, the Escobat. Okay, Lawan is sitting down there in one of the committees in the Senate after all that rubber stamping tenor, you know, of his. Now, all those who committed this crime, they at the last minute of the Buhari's government, do you know what they did? They moved motion after collecting 15 billion. What do you call it? One moment, yeah. So after Agono, somebody is repeatedly calling me small boy in that comment section. Are you being sarcastic, or is that your usual? Because I mentioned Adeboye and suddenly I won't understand. No, they call me small boy like that. Oh, sure you get. Not even sarcastically. There are moments that sarcastic or anything like that can be very funny. At this point, you don't drop a comment and call me, oh, my small boy. It's better you put a quote on it and say, no, it's not from you. You are just quoting somebody. Some of you, sometimes, you know, they get sense. You know when what is a play or what is not play. You are like sitting down there calling me small boy. Show Martin. You know, they know when sarcasm is kind of make sense or not. You are repeating it. I have to see it about 4 times. And a small boy. Anyway, so I was talking about Buhari and the rest of them, right? How they, sold Nigeria off, bankrupted Nigeria, right? At a point, somebody actually told him, sure you get. Somebody told him and said, look at the state, look at the status, look at this, look at that, look at that. We're Buhari, the one they told you that you should be patient, endure. Do you know what he used to? I'm going to play you the video. Here, Sheun was in fact reading this stats to Buhari, to his face, so Diwiri.
Our debt stock at the time was about 12 trillion. Now it is about 32 trillion. Inflation rate was about 9%. It is now sitting about over 15%. Unemployment rate was about 8.19%. It is now 33.28%. Exchange rate was about 197 naira to $1. It's way over 400 naira to $1. So people will look back, economically speaking, and say, look, before you took over office, some of these indicators were fair, and now the figures are not friendly at all.
Well, I'm not sure how correct the calculations are, but all I know is that we have to allow people to get access to the farms. As I said, we
You heard that, Abi? That's Buhari in his element. All those stats that Sheun was reeling out there, now people's lives, then they ruin. All those things, now people's lives, they blew up with those numbers he was reading out to. We must allow people to go back to farm. Who are the we? You are the president of Nigeria. You are saying we must allow people to go back. Who is not allowing them to go back to farm? Abawiri. Hey, guys, don't worry. You see, there are times that I kind of losing up too. You see that my reaction to that comment, don't take it to heart. I'm not distracted. It's part of my presentation. So just so you know that, So it's not like I got distracted. No. It's part of the whole thing. At least some of you were there laughing. Even the person that was asking me that, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure you are a small boy and all of that? They probably sat there too and they were laughing. But I also used that chance to say, hey, don't talk to the GO like that. And when you are tagging me, that means my name will pop up in the comment. I will see it. I'll be like, oh, is that something important? And I said, oh, are you sure? Are you sure? Anyway, I'm going to go make myself another cup of tea. I've come to the close of it. So I'm going to go make myself another cup of tea. And when I come back, I will take calls, okay? And yeah, you can add yours to the chat tonight, okay? Well, before all of that, there is this Prince Jejeman. I think he's on the train reminding the world, in fact, reminding the British people that, you see, one of you here, a British, got locked up in Nigeria, and it doesn't seem so kind of bother you. Put it on their faces. And he sent me a clip of that. It's called their solo protest. Now, when I come back from after all of this, I'll start taking calls. So you shouldn't.
Mazen Nandekano was kidnapped by a Nigerian state. He is a British citizen, kidnapped from Kenya over 2 years.
Excuse me, sir.
To Nigeria.
Excuse me, sir. Can you remove me from that video? When
you are not in the video, sorry.
I saw myself there.
He was kidnapped from Kenya into Nigeria by Nigeria government. He must be freed unconditionally. Mazen Nandekano is a British citizen. He's only fighting for self-determination of his people of Biafra. Over 5 million Biafrans was killed during 1967 to 70 genocidal war by Nigeria. Till today, that has been hidden, and today Nigeria continue to terrorize the people of Biafra. The leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Mazen Nandekano, is a British citizen. He was kidnapped from Kenya into Nigeria. The court has set him free in Nigeria. The UN court has set him free, but Nigerian state still kept him unconditional.
Well, thank you so much, everyone who kind of still stayed back. So I have a caller, but you're going to hear his voice soon, okay? But if you are still here, or before you leave, you should drop your offering, like the broadcast, okay? Share it. And then, yeah, you can leave afterward, all right? But if you are still here and you want to be part of this, the number to dial is on your screen. It's right there on the screen. And I kind of advise you call the WhatsApp, the easiest. So, my first caller. Hello there.
Hello, good evening, Maigu. I'm happy again
sir.
to get in through this evening. I'm fine. Thanks for the delivery and enlightening everybody about the damage these people have done for the past 8 years, even more than 16 years of this, their so-called crazy democracy, you know?
Demonstration of grace.
As in, even at some point now, some of us who even have businesses in the country, we know it's not going, there's no friction there. It's more like, well, you back or Ashedan. And it's not that we are praying against it. That's just the economics in front of us. And I can see the desperation, because when a country has more or less mortgaged this reserve, at the end of the day, they want to do everything in their power to play into their puppets, and maybe they could give them some, what's it called? Is it called loan forgiveness?
And now that's what they can do to them. Say, oh, let's give them loan forgiveness so that they can
forgiveness.
We can improve their credit rating, and we can load them with more loans.
But at the expense of who? People's life, the ordinary citizens' life. Already they've started stopping, what's it called, food importation to these countries. Who is going to suffer? At the end of the day, we'll see another generation of Kwashoko infested people, and will be in the Western media. And you know how these people have this, their, what's it called, their sarcastic way of putting things at you, you know?
I know.
And I don't know. At times you start asking yourself, is it that these people, well, is it that they did not even do well at school, such that they don't even understand the way the countries in Africa were created and the way every ethnic group is interconnected across all border lines, you know? And I'm not surprised what the Northerners are doing. A senator came on air, I think it was on was it a Rice or Channel, saying the first sabotage of the operation will even start from Nigeria military, because some of them have their, families over in Niger, and some of them are married to Nigerians, and it's an interrelationship that one cannot stop. And I was not surprised the like of Emir Sanusi went. He's the what's it called? You know, this there was it Caliphate, Northern Caliphate. They are all related. They're Fulanis here and there. What's it called? You have the Arabs, Shua Arabs here and there. You have the Kanuris there. So we are going, and I'm predicting if this thing goes on and it's not properly managed, it will lead to disintegration of Nigeria, because the spill down effect will happen when Tinubu's leave the Nigerian presidency, then it flips to the north. Now they will see it most like a revenge mode now, because now they're doing protests in Kano. What you are hearing is Christian, US, Israel. And to our fellow Southerners, when they are saying Christian, Israel, West, they refer to us in the South, because that's the way they see us. Exactly. Because indirectly they are calling them infidels. By default, we are even the infidels in the South. So they are going to be vengeful when's their time in the next 8 years. And may God just help us. I don't want to live in a generation where we'll be the ones telling our children, oh, we were there, Nigeria was fighting war against common people, just because of gas pipeline from Nigeria to maybe Algeria, then to the West. Europe. Then they want to milk Niger to of their own natural, resources. Who is the natural resources even benefiting? It's to the puppets, because at the end of the day, all their wealth are in this Western world. They receive their treatment in Western world. Kolu, receives in treatment in France.
Yes.
So if he goes against France, they can poison his treatment, and off he goes. Their children have their wealth in the Western world. Even that Niger president that was disposed, the daughter was in France saying that the father lost maybe half of his weight in detention. Can you imagine that? They depose your father. The only thing you can remember is the weight he lost.
They even
not
said
even
that they were feeding him raw rice or hard
raw
rice to
rice,
eat.
where some people did not even see anything to eat. Can you imagine that? So, Michael, thank you very much. I'm very grateful.
Thank you very much. So you didn't tell us your name, so I will actually remember. But is that deliberate?
Yes. Sorry.
That's class. Take care, Baba. All right. Thank you so much. So I have another caller, I believe. Hello there.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Mariban.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm very fine. How is the family?
Well, we are good too. Thanks for asking.
This is Don Gada on the line.
Don Gada. You're back.
Yeah. You know, last month, I told you something that about the Northerners. I told you that they were not, and they will never take, they will never want to be served with the same plate they used to serve others. I told you that the protests will rise from there, not from the southeast or southwest. During Buhari, we all called him Dulad. We all called him all sorts of names. We all called him crazy, deaf, dumb, and all that. Buhari is not dumb. He's not crazy. He's not deaf. He knows his direction he was going, and he headed to that direction until he achieved it. He achieved his aim of becoming a president. When he closed the border, his target was to enrich the northern Nigeria and punish the southern Nigeria. I try as much as possible not to look like as if I'm tribalistic on this platform, because I know that in this platform we have good Hausa people listening, good Yoruba people listening, and good Igbo people listening, and we are one here. You understand? But this is just my opinion, and I believe that it is just the truth. You understand? The people who are doing the importation in Nigeria, who are the people who cross borders every day to buy and sell and resell. Are they not Yorubas and Igbos? When he closed borders, he opened the borders in the north. The food, they only based in farming. The food was flowing. The people were patronizing them. Everything started skyrocketing. Everybody who could speak little English in northern Nigeria was employed into the military, the DSS, the EFCC, and all that, and was moved to the southeast. When people talk about being afraid of a military coup, like I told you here, it is not going to happen. I don't support it. But I want to ask you something, Mayogun. From 2015 to today, have we actually, I know we have not been practicing democracy, but let me just say from 2015 till today, it got worse. If you are living in southeast in particular, I don't want to use southwest. I know in Lagos, I've been intimidated by the police in several occasions. Even when I'm working, they stopped me. They were searching my phone, questioning me. What am I doing here for a living? Where am I coming from? And all that. And at the end of the day, they want to swindle money from me. In 2016, when I came back, I was going to drop off my girlfriend. In 2016, as early as 6:30 in the morning, I was blocked by the anti-court. There is this group called anti-court in Enugu. They are police. They are like SARS. They stopped me. They entered my car. They cocked gun. They said they were going to shoot me. I was like, have I done anything wrong? Like, am I being in the wanted list that I have to be blocked like this? Because I've been abroad for like 6 years without being in Nigeria. So on coming back and experiencing such thing, I thought that maybe I've committed any crime. while I was in Nigeria. At the end of the day, they took me, they started searching my phone, they saw my Facebook, they said, well, why am I using Stephen? Whether that name is registered. I said, it's my name. That I prefer to use my English name for Facebook. They said, no, it is not that I'm supposed to use Igbo name. They took me there. They were hitting people and intimidating people. At the end of the day, they collected 80,000. They drove my car. They took me to the ATM. I withdrew 80,000 cash and gave them. Why I've said this is this. Is there anything the military regime will do to Nigerians that we are not seeing now? Since 2015 till now, there has been killing. Police will stop you and ask you for your phone. If you refuse to bring it, they will shoot you. A woman who is pregnant of twins was shot dead in 25th December last year. Till today, has there been any repercussion? Has there been any judgment? Has there been any, like, have we been getting, are we truly in democracy or military regime? In Southeast, every checkpoint, you cannot drive up to 1,000 meters without passing through military checkpoints. Every day in Nigeria, when I was in Nigeria, every week, the police must point me gun in the name of they are stopping me for stop and search. AK-47 for that matter, and they will cock it. If you move, I shoot you. Clear. Where are you going? Who are you? What are you doing? Whoa. At the end of the day, they will ask me for money. I think even in the military regime, we cannot experience such intimidations, such killings, such atrocities. So what are we afraid of? What is the common man afraid of in Nigeria? If the military regime want to happen, if it happened today, we have seen it all. People have been killed without getting judgment. Is it the freedom of press that we have in Nigeria? We don't have freedom of press. You cannot post anything you like, and without being arrested by the DSS.
Without making you disappear at all. Scary stuff, right? Thank you so much. That's another vista you opened there, okay? Let me take more calls because of our time, right? Thanks a lot.
No problem, man.
Have a good
no problem.
That one is deep. When people say, what is military going to do that the civilians are not already doing? Is it loss of lives, loss of property, corruption, and the rest of that? Abuse of human rights? Like, what exactly are you going to miss? I can tell you this, Dongada, there is more. So those ones you mentioned, they are just like the normal one. There is more. And the worst one is that no matter what you have right now, everybody can still kind of pretend to fight it in a way. When it is military, it is war. So, but again, you cannot determine what people want. I just hope you are careful of what you wish for. But I get your point, by the way. Hello. I actually had somebody on the line there, but I think I thought I picked the call, but I didn't. So I just thought I should add that extra to what Dongada said. But there are people who feel that way too. Okay. Well, here. Hello.
Mike, how are you doing, sir?
I am very well, sir. How are you?
I'm very well. This is Adiola.
Adiola is back. How are you doing, Baba?
I'm very well. I'm very well.
Adiola, it's been very kind of busy in the last few days, so I bet
yes, so my brother has been very, very, very busy. But yeah, we move on. Yeah. Great show tonight. Great show. This is their gas pipeline.
I'm not an economist, right? So I have to break it down as a layman. So if anybody say, how does this one affect me? That's my job, to let you know how it affects you, not all those economic jargons that they normally say. Adiola.
You hide behind a lot of people hide behind all these all these economics, jargons. People hide behind it, but behind it there are deals going through and deals being done.
I think understand the economics. It's geometric. Money and money.
I did economics undergrad and master degree level. All that one is you can see through.
I get 10 million for accounts. They told me that my 10 million naira in 2015, right, ordinarily would give me how much? Should give me about $10,000 or something, right? Or my 10 million, should give me about $15,000 to $18,000, right? Or my 10 million naira today will partly give me about, let's see, maybe about $7,000, which means without even spending my 10 million in my own bank account, with the destruction of this country by these guys, right? I have automatically lost about 60% of the worth of my 10 million naira without even touching it.
It's Nigeria has been dead on arrival ever since. It has been dead on arrival ever since. I think for me, what pains me most, with the proposed, investments in the pipeline all the way from Warri all the way to Algeria via Niger. I think what pains me most in that deal is a similar route people use, migrants use to Europe.
You remember Agades? That's another stopover
Yes,
for those human
Yes.
traffickers when they are moving
Yes.
to Europe.
Human traffickers and organ harvesters. So I think for me, it is the duality of that pipeline and the migrant route that makes me feel unsettled. You haven't, gained mastery over piping gas across the place you called home to eliminate your people. You are looking for a way to pipe gas all the way to Europe. And what people don't understand is the fact that what Putin is doing is looking at how to untie the laces of Western Europe. So everywhere Western Europe is going to look for a way out, he will go there to untie their shoelaces. That is what he's trying to do because, it is strategic. People think, yes, there is the case for Niger to break from the shackles of France because France is, I don't understand, you can't even call them colonial masters. You can't because I think that word even slave master is even endearing, to be honest with you. Is not enough to quantify exactly who they are and what they stand for. So that is on one side. But the truth is that, if you are thinking is just Niger and uranium and Nigerian oil pipeline and France, having their foreign reserves in Paris and they're acting as a lender of last resort. All that is on one side. But the other side is the most dangerous side is because there are other parties involved in this. Putin is looking for a way to untie their shoes wherever they go. And whenever they're untying their shoes, there's human casualties. And often has to be African. It often has to be African because Biafra War, if you take a leaf from Biafra War has many fronts to it. It has many fronts to it because the British man was thinking, fine, if we did allow Biafra to go by to go, that means that they would parley with Russia. And we have, a British, MP on TV in black and white in those days in the 60s saying it. He disclosed it in the 70s. He actually disclosed it. The footage is there for anyone to see. So it is not just Biafra leaving, but it's also another geopolitical war that we have been dragged in. Exactly, that we've been dragged into some people's conflicts and lives have to be lost. And it's not their lives, it's black people that have to deal with it. And for me, it is quite sad because that route is a migrant route. And it's the same route you want to pipe gas. You want to pipe gas in that same route, that same direction. People make their way all the way to Europe because of economic reasons. And it is, I'm speechless. I am really speechless because if you are trying to untangle yourself from one leader, Baba, me, I know too para tonight. I just, we should be wary that, behind all these things, I was even going to call out names of all those companies involved, in the oil gas line, pipeline deal, with the uranium deal, all these foreign parties, but maybe not tonight because, it's a different kind of worms. It's a different kind of worms you want to open because Africa, my brother, see, I don't believe in Africa uniting. I believe some Africans have to unite. You have to look for partners that you can work with. If Mali wants to work with Burkina Faso and work with Niger, then they found partners, because to be honest, Nigeria is not ready. We are being, the master puppeteers, and are the ones handling them, Tinubu. But how can you, Babasi? It is. Do you know how many universities of do you know how many departments of engineering that are in Nigeria? There are so many of them that would dwarf so many European countries. And engineers are known for problem solving. And you must have a certain number of engineers per 1,000 people for you to have a developed economy, plus having a trained workforce of welders to build any sustainable progress. And you have a lot of people, human resources are there every day. And you can't look for a way to empower your people. That is, see, Baba.
Build from the
Baba,
bottom up.
Chairman, let's forget the natural resources. The main resource is human capital. That contraption called Nigeria, I can tell you for free, maybe I've said it before, is the only place on earth whereby you have natural resources matched with capable human resources. There is no way on earth. If you look at so many other African countries, you can't match their resources with human capital. And human capital is your greatest asset, because your people are the ones solving problems. They're the ones solving problems. See, I will leave you with this. So many years ago, I went for a conference in London Business School, and there was a panelist of Nigerian, deal makers and engineers that are, they did a power deal. I think it was solar power. And that power deal, they were so happy that they were able to do that deal without any Western interference, without any contracting from any Western body. And they were so excited that they bypassed all the Europeans to do a solid deal, a power infrastructure deal. But there was a guy from McKinsey there that was now, he had sour grapes, to be honest with you. He said, you know what? Yeah, but you guys still don't have engineers. You guys still lack the 10 engineers per 1,000 people that will make your country profitable. Because him and his company from McKinsey, they didn't get a deal to consult on that particular power deal that those Nigerian boys did. So we have to be very, 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 very clear on so many things, on so many levels. If you develop human capital, which these people are not interested in developing, if you develop it, you would transform a nation. But they've chosen not to, and that's
praise singers.
They are even
I have told them to put public toilet in every market.
Exactly. That's what they want.
But if you know where people will go market, they don't see anywhere to shit. Baba, how did you come by that innovative idea, sir? We give them toilet. See idea. Those who are praising them that way.
That's why everywhere you go, the people I don't mess with are engineers, welders, architects, doctors, people that actually solve real problems. The reason why we are talking tonight is because an engineer solved the problem and a welder was part of it. There are so many things we can do as a nation, but these people, they've given us proof that it's not working. We have evidence.
Thank you so much, Adeola.
God bless you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Take
you have
care.
a good one, okay?
Yeah, bye.
It's always a pleasure hearing from him, by the way. Brilliant mind, and he speaks like an engineer as well, right? Hello there.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Oh, it's evening from my own side, afternoon at your own end. How's it going?
He's going well. Nice day, nice weather.
Brilliant. Air Force One, I believe, right? So, Baba.
You got it. Okay, so quick. When the first caller, I think is Don Gada, I guess.
Yes.
I think he's the one. Okay, that spoke about
so, go on, Baba.
The military regime and civilian regime, something like that,
Yes.
So, see, I think I said some months ago, and we also, kind of talked about it. If we look at the military regime, I don't remember when they started, but what I grew up to know, who I grew up knowing as my president in Nigeria back then was Babangida. Before this demonstration of craziness came in. And when they came in, the amount of massacre and atrocities these people have committed, it's even worse than what military did during their own regime. From 1999, I think, I stand to be corrected. Please correct me. I think this democracy started in 1999, right? Or 1990 what? I don't remember.
1980, we started the process. In 1999, the military handed over, and our nightmare started. Look at us.
And they've killed. Do you know how many people? All this. Okay, let's even start from kidnapping and Boko Haram and all these things. From 20 when Jonathan was tenure was about to end. How many people they've killed? How many? See what these people have done. This democracy people. This democracy. This Jobalagbada Olori Buruko Fuji. It's too much. In fact, what they have done to that nation is even worse than military regime. Because that is why you don't even know which one to to go for right now. Should you go for military regime again, or should you just go for democracy again? And that's what we are telling them back then in 20. What is this? Before this Tinubu came in, that let's do this Yoruba nation. Let everybody go their separate ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, let everybody go their separate ways. What these civilians, Alagbada people have done. In fact, there are ones that devil. In fact, I didn't even know devil himself. If they see devil, I think people will still prefer devil than them. What they've done to that nation. Now, imagine now you said they borrowed how many billions of dollars with the Federal Reserve. Maybe it's like a couple, a married couple. It's like you and your wife right now. You use all your life savings to go and borrow money for bank, all your inheritance. You know, that's what technically, like, that's the layman interpretation.
At least you ask me what I use the money for now. If I call my children and say, hey, Omo, Otibamio, I have used 40% of my assets to borrow money. One day I ask her, Daddy, how much? And what did you use the money for? Nigerians had no
for what purpose, right?
Buhari and Emefiole did this. We are just hearing it now. Nigeria is empty, bankrupt. Like, for real. Air Force One.
And that is the truth, too. I said yesterday that Nigeria doesn't even have any idea. They don't have any idea what is going on in Nigeria. Nigeria doesn't even have any, like, one thing idea like this, they don't even have. They don't even have any idea of what's going on in the nation. So, if you say you go for Alagbada, civilian, or go for military, which one is even the best now? If you say, okay, let's throw this question out there. What they have done, there are still stuff we didn't even know
yet.
So if we use the Federal Reserve to borrow money, so what left for us? What remain now?
A whole giant of Africa.
Somebody I want just come out and say, give him time, because you don't like him. Give him time because you don't like him. That is why. I don't know. Like I always say, like
it's as simple as that. Give them more time.
It's like like I said the other time, that you and I, maybe we will be we are the one that will go to that nation and fight that nation. I don't even know who's going to fight.
Now it's just a matter of
because
time.
This one.
Eventually.
Sufferness, poverty, it has become the order of the day for them. Poverty, sufferness, and killing people has become the order of the day for them.
Because there's no consequences. Thank you so much.
There's no consequences.
Air Force One.
No consequences.
No consequences.
There's no consequences. No consequences. And let's see one thing before I go, please, just 1 minute. You know, all these killings, all this life, innocent lives. Do you think they will be sleeping in their graves? They will never sleep in their grave.
Their spirit, Abi.
Their spirit will not be. They won't be sleeping in their grave now.
The whole place right now that it has defied all solutions.
Their spirit will not be sleeping now.
Anyway,
they will not be sleeping in their grave.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Let me take this, right? Hello there. Hello.
The general.
Yes, sir.
We hear you, Baba.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so how far now? We've missed you. You don't say why we talk.
Tell me now, Baba. I've always been here.
Yeah,
now.
we have a full house here.
See,
Everybody, they hail you. They feel you.
Tell
The
me.
general. They value your program.
Hello. See, Baba, you know what they tell me? They say, when you see guys like that, as you did inside that room right now, all of you, right? They say, if they hear you like that, today in Nigeria, with this, Tinubu economy, see, as you they hear me, we say they hear you, they use all my body, say, they hear you, oh, my guys. How you be?
We they feel you, Baba. We they feel you, man. We just want call and say, man, we appreciate what they do. You know, I don't blend all my people. We must always they watch my ego every day. You don't understand? So you don't get fans for here. You know, we just they watch the team when they play out for Niger. Nothing they happen. We just they watch them as they go. You know.
So guys, how is the evening? You didn't even tell me where you're joining from, even though I have seen the number, but I don't want to guess wrong. Where are you guys joining from?
Yeah, this is OBD. OBD. I called you a couple of months ago.
Yep.
We're calling from Lagos, actually.
Brilliant. Yeah. Now I actually have my guys who sat there in Lagos for the past hour or two, and now we're having our shout out, right? I love you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. One love, bro. Sir. We appreciate you. God
Same.
bless you. God bless you. God
Same,
bless
Baba.
you.
Keep it easy. Take it easy, everybody. Right.
All right, man.
One love.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah. One
so
love,
see, guys. So normal. If see all of you when they talk say you want beat my ego, you don't even know those maybe say go come out and say, you want beat my ego, yeah, come outside. Let's go outside. So I've got my own guys everywhere, and I love them as they love me, right? And one of these days, I've told you before, I will be able to say thank you to you physically for all of that support. Just take it easy. Hello there.
Hello, Mayegun.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good evening. It's fine.
Oh, fine. Sorry, I was kind of into that boys kind of vibes.
Yeah,
I can imagine what it is like in that room. So yeah, Ify, how is it going?
I had cough, so I think I kind of lost my voice.
Oh, bless you. You've got cold, right? So let's manage it as long as we can at least. Don't force it. Just, flow with it. I'm all ears.
Mayegun, do you know that Tinubu is making Buhari look like a genius? Think about it.
I believe, and he's doing it so fast, like so soon. We are expecting.
I mean, had it been
for 2 months?
Had it been you didn't witness Buhari's madness, and you just came into this government to monitor what is going on. If you look at the past administration and you look at what is going on in Nigeria, you will really see that he's making Buhari look like a genius.
Right now.
So I was pointing out something to somebody. When somebody told me this, and I told you now, I told the person to go back and check it in history. Obasanjo was better than the next person. Yaradua was better than Buhari. Buhari is currently better than Jonathan. Tinubu.
Was a bit better than Yaradua, and he's also better than Buhari. Then Buhari is now better than oh my God.
So can you imagine if court does what I expect them to do? Because just like Mayegun, I don't have hope on these people again. So imagine if court does.
It's difficult to have that hope. Like it's expensive too. I don't want anybody to shut out my heart because of Nigeria. Expectation Niger, it is too expensive.
It's too expensive. Sorry, let me cut a little bit short. My mother said she went to the health clinic in my place. So I told them to give them the phone so that I can speak to them, so that I can know what is my mother's health condition, so that they will advise me on what to do. I know they can't take care of her, but I just wanted them to advise me on what to do.
Yes.
Mayegun, do you know that there is no paracetamol? Like the lady was lamenting to me, explaining to me how bad the health center is. Do you know that if you have headache in my village this night, there is no paracetamol in that health center?
over 1,000 people.
You don't get chemists inside the place in the dispensary.
That's what I'm saying. But the government, I'm talking about the government-owned health center. Do you understand what I mean?
See me making face like say I am surprised to hear that. If you see the one that is access center in my hometown, you go better make you kusile than kusiberry. As we talk, I mean Yoruba say it's better to kusile than kusiberry.
So, and then I was like kind of running through my mind and saying, health center in the village, it's not working, but there is budget for health in my state every year. Where does those money go to? Where does those money go to? All of us know where it goes to. All of us know where the money is currently. But we are too comfortable in Nigeria. We are still debating Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba. Mayegun is ethnicity supposed to be more important than good health for everybody. Just be honest with me.
It shouldn't even surface at all. It shouldn't even pop up at all. But here we are.
It's religion and ethnicity supposed to be more important than my children going to good schools.
If you ask me,
Nigeria defies all odds. Nigeria defies all odds. I hope you saw your Femi Kayode complaining already. Did you read that?
I haven't yet. Tell me.
Huh? He was complaining like the deploying of the troops. I think maybe I'll send it to you. Deploying of our troops.
Okay, I think I have seen one, but I haven't seen his video, right? Where he said it was a wrong mistake. I mean, it was a very big mistake for ECOWAS to go use military.
Let me read it. Wait, let me read it for you.
Right.
Deploying our troops into our neighbor's country is an attempt to effect regime change on behalf of a bunch of power-obsessed, boot-looking, cunt-licking, stroke-feral sycophant like the French, whose primary dream and fantasy has always been to disembodiment, destabilization, and destruction of Nigeria, as in it is unacceptable.
So it's like
I couldn't believe it when
an intention is to destroy Nigeria by dragging Nigeria to war with Niger. Is that what you just read to me now?
Yeah, that's what he's trying to say. But my problem with that statement is that did Femi Kayode not do exactly the same thing he's accusing the French of doing? When he was supporting Tinubu, which could have been worse? Which one is worse? Supporting Tinubu or deploying a troop to Niger? Which one is worse? Because had Peter Obi won, I can't vote for him. Peter Obi is a man, but there is something I know is that Peter Obi would not have been discussing war in Niger Republic now. I am certain of it.
Even when the Senate of your country says don't go, it will just be a very, very easy ticket for Obi to say, no, we are not fighting anybody. It will just leave them to it. But why would they even want to do it when they don't have compromise?
Why would I even need Senate? I bought SEFA. I bought 10,000 SEFA. 10,000 naira is just 7,000 SEFA today. That's what I exchanged today. 10,000 naira.
So
I exchanged it to
over some money.
SEFA is 7,000. Naira is 10,000. SEFA is bigger than naira.
Oh, okay.
It's over 30.
10 is more than 7. So if I have 7,000 SEFA now, so if I have 10,000 naira now 7,000 they will give you SEFA.
That's what they're going to. That's what I exchanged today.
Oh my God.
That's what I get today. SEFA. You know, when we used to laugh at all these countries, you know, right? Did you remember?
SEFA.
Did you remember?
Yeah, I do.
SEFA. We used to laugh at all these countries. They are growing balls. If you come here, they're saying Nigerian money doesn't make sense anymore. And Nigerians here are panicking because they don't know what's going on. Because most of them don't follow politics. So they don't know what is going on. People are panicking. Most of them are saying, are we going? What is going on? Nigerians we are enduring a lot. We are enduring a lot. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I will continue to put them out there like this. And
exactly.
Let those who are thinking that it's just talk. Until when those who probably didn't have a clue why they are where they are right now, until they grasp it and fight.
Exactly, they will. And eventually we will. Thank you very much. Thank Thank you very much.
Thank you very much too. So I still have another caller, even though we will be rounding up soon. I'm beginning to feel hungry, you know, like say my stomach is empty. But yeah, I'll still endure for another 10-15 minutes, by the way. So hello there.
Mayegu, my man, how are you? How are you doing? No, from Turkey.
Say that again.
No, from Turkey.
No. You are back. How are you doing, Baba?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Back. I say make I go see those people who did that country now. I know still up to 3 days wrong come back.
Did you go there? Share that with us. At least we're back. What happened when you went?
You see, do you know the funniest thing about those people over there in Nigeria, in that country called Nigeria? If they tell them the truth, they will tell you, no problem. It is going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We have been doing it now. This one not going to be the first person. This one not going to be the second person.
It go better. It go better.
It go better. You are dying. But that is not even my wahala is the man would have stole the people's mandate in Nigeria, and they are lamenting seriously. See, there's one thing I will tell you. I don't believe in that country, divided into 7. But you see, what happened today, or was it yesterday, where they are protesting in North? You know, I always say something. You see, Niger own day too small. You see, these politicians, they will never escape these boys. They cannot escape them, and they will lynch them to death. If anything happened to Nigeria, see politicians, they will went to Aso Rock. They went to the National Assembly, wait for the governors to come out. They will deal with them. You know, Niger is too small.
Somebody said that the people are so kind of deflated right now. Like there's so much people are going through that people are hungry. They have no such strength to fight back.
Do you? Who says such?
From here now,
it's just like military.
Tell me, is that completely true?
It's just like when military was talking. Was it yesterday? Watching the when military was talking that when the coup come, they would now then will be the first person to execute that coup.
Right.
They're going to be the first person to execute. What I like it. An average Nigeria is annoyed. Forget if you go and listen to them. An average Nigeria, you see that court, if they give judgment, they don't favor them, they will march to that court and destroy that court. I'm telling you the truth.
So you
sensed
that when you are back home, like, or you are just saying all of this among other things you've seen, or did you feel like that's how it is on the street? Baba, you know what, Baba? I have seen people who have
from Lagos.
I've seen people who have printed shirts. All eyes on judiciary. I have seen billboards in Abuja. I've seen billboards in Lagos. I've seen billboards in other parts of Nigeria where they are saying all eyes on judiciary. So you have been there. So where did you get that impression from that they will march to the court? Tell me.
You see these people, Do you know what they are doing now? If you watch their seminar now, somebody will stand up after addressing and say, we are waiting for the judiciary to do the right thing. Keep on watching all these radical speakers. They say all eyes on judiciary. And to be honest with you, an average Nigerian is ready to die. Forget, you see all this, they are just keeping quiet because they don't want to say, they just want something to just
need one reason, one more reason, Abi.
Two things have happened to them, and they will do it. They will never endure anyone. You see that NSAS, they are still boiling on NSAS. You see this election, this election was the highest. NSAS is too small. This election be like they kill all of them,
like they
find and tell them to get up. And they are waiting for any slightest thing to just start it.
We are counting days. It's good to have you back anyway. Safe and sound, okay? Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks to the family.
And yours too.
Bye.
Take this one. Yeah. Maga. Meanwhile, I have here Osita is back. One name.
Dito.
Maybe that. How you doing, Baba?
I know Jono.
Maybe
that's what you.
Thank you.
Yeah, my brother. It's always
beautiful hearing from you. And believe me, no matter how painful it is, the issue of Nigeria or that place where we come from, we cannot erase ourselves. Even if most of us has had American identity or the British identity, the European identity, the Asian identity. But the truth is that that is where we come from. And that is the reason we will not get hired.
And nobody chooses where they come from, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, and nobody chooses where they come from. So even personally or individually, we have left that place. But we have people back home who have our number that we cannot run away from. They will still call us. They will still tell us, this and this has happened to this Lagbaja, this has happened to this Okoye. You know? So what are we saying? If we think that this that military is not okay, nobody's in support of military. But the truth that the civilian, the politicians have done more damage to the lives of people. I still use General Abacha. I still use Abacha, how evil he was. Babangida, how evil they were. But I use Abacha mostly because Abacha, you can talk about his economic policies. For 5 years, he was there. Look at, with the sanctions that Nigeria has. Nigerians don't have sanctions as of today.
There's
but
no
look at
sanctions
where
on Nigeria, but look at us.
But look at where we are. This last caller talked about the SEFA to the dollar. I mean to the naira. But look at it. Abacha for 5 years pegged that money. That money was there. That currency was there for 80-something years, for 5 years. It didn't move an inch.
Move back a bit, Osita. Exchange rate under Abacha from 1993 to 1998, 1997 or thereabout, right? Before he dies. Exchange rate of Nigeria stayed at 22 naira, 22 for 5 years. With the sanction, with the fact that nobody was taking Nigeria money here and there and all of that stuff. Factually, for those who might want to write that down or look further. Osita, continue.
Yes, they should go and look at it. With the heavy sanction, because there is no government in Nigeria that has ever had the kind of sanction that Abacha faced.
No.
But yet, that was where the money was, the currency was. So, if you talk about the killing, Abacha was killing, and other people were killed, and the civilians here. Tinubu, everybody knows Tinubu. With the statistics, they even killed openly more than Abacha did, because Abacha used these men tying up their face. But these ones, they came out in the broad daylight and started aiming people. They were doing their practice of killing, of shooting with their own people.
It was like a competition then. Mashallah, like Frishaw Williams, and then on like that. Those were slaughtered. Oh, well, that credit goes to PDP. Tifnubu just did his own on that demo, by the way. So we're
on that them. You know? So when you look at it, they have done more harm. And let me tell you something about this current Abacha loot that we hear these days. It is because the man is dead. The man can't defend himself. Some of the money they saw abroad is not Abacha loot. Some of the money they saw abroad is these people, their money. They will just come back and tell you it's Abacha loot. But some of them, they looted it. Here that I live in Atlanta, I know somebody who buys house for some of them. I was speaking to him, and the guy was saying that he's just doing his business, but these people have killed Nigeria. So that is the kind of thing that you look at. When people are saying that, oh, the military should strike again. Nobody loves the military. But because of the hardship, because of you have deprived them of even their dignity, their identity, then what do you expect? That
self-worth reduced.
You made human beings, you made dogs and lizards. You make some in Nigeria, some of them have lions, they have dogs, they have snakes that they take care of more than the people that lives in their household.
Like
make those
dogs,
animals.
the rich man dogs feed fat and feed fine than average Nigerian.
100 Nigeria, you made those dogs. Those dogs, they have been, they give to them more importance than the human being. So you will see how these people, that is the reason in Africa, whenever they talk about the military taking over, the people don't even want to check their conscience. They don't want to know. They just want these politicians to feel pain. The reason they are rooting for military is because they want these politicians, they want them all to feel pain. That is just the only reason. If we keep quiet, that's the reason, like the last caller said. He said that we are waiting for the court to do their brouhaha. Let them do it. A time will come. I am telling people are piping low because of P2B is saying, please let me use my his legal rights. After that legal right is exhausted, then it is left to the hands of the people.
Because at that point, it's no longer about him anymore. What have you?
At that point, it's no longer about him anymore.
President anymore. So it's just going to face this guy squarely, whatever it is. Is that what you mean?
That is what I mean. Because as at then, it doesn't have anything to do with P2B anymore. It has something to do with revolution of the people. So what they do to them. So that is just it. So nobody, it's as if nobody is, at least I live abroad, but I have people back home there. Nobody wants anything to happen like that. But in case of eventualities, you cannot help it. And I used to tell people, freedom, it doesn't cost anything, but it doesn't come freely. You must sacrifice something to get that freedom.
Like
we all are sacrificing.
At that point,
yes,
they have to lose.
I travel to Nigeria so often. My face is on your program. Even if I go to Nigeria, they might decide to hurt me. That is the price I am paying. So everybody is going to pay their own prices.
That's right.
As it is now, the only price, the only bargaining power that we have is that we have to fight with everything that we have. Nobody is going to fight this fight for us. The Americans are not going to do it for us. No. The British are not going to do it for us. No one is going to do it for us. No. We are the only one that can do it for ourselves. And that is the fight that we will face. Thank you very much, my brother.
God bless you, Osita. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to take just one more call, just one person more, and we'll call it a night, okay? I never believed that we're going to last this full 3 hours, but if you have been with me all night, okay, just do me that favor, right? Like the broadcast, because we're soon finished, right? Share it and even subscribe onto my channel. Just click subscribe on that button on your screen. Yeah, just click on that and you add to the number. And to everybody who has done that already, thank you. And special thanks as well goes to all of you, my real members. I've told you before, right? If you don't believe it, you better believe now, right? There are people that are paying every month just to watch my ego. And sometimes I'm kind of wowed by it. Yeah? YouTube is free. Facebook is free. And you can see when people actually give my ego super chats, super thanks, and all those things. But those ones are like the Jara out there. People pay the same way you pay your phone bill every month. The same way you pay for that your Netflix, family Netflix every month, and all of that stuff. They are called the members of my platform. They subscribe, and you can always cancel it anytime, right? You can be a member for a month and cancel it. So if you look at me like that, as you are watching my ego, sometimes you have to see why people love my ego so much. Okay, I be waiting to make person they pay about £45 every month. For years now, £45 just to watch my ego that you can watch for free on YouTube. You can download this video. You can do everything that everybody does. It is called value. And I don't kind of joke with that. I love you all. Every one of you. From the silver members to gold members to platinum members to premium members to diamond members. All of you. Thank you for all the support. None of them is for granted. Okay, so thanks and thanks and thanks. So if I have to say thank you to every one of you every day, I would. And now that my mind goes there, it's coming from my heart. Okay, thank you. Yeah, people pay to watch my ego. A lot of money. Hello there.
Hello, my ego.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yeah, just good evening, Baba. I greet you.
Brilliant. So I greet you too.
Yeah, I greet you, Baba.
Now it's our shot. You need to mute that video, right? Mute that one you are watching. Maybe me and you they talk on the phone because now me and you they present now. Now other people they watch us. But if you are waiting for it to sound, you'll be delaying. So no talk.
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you now. I didn't hear you. I don't do that one. I don't do one now.
Oh yeah, now brilliant. How you be?
We thank God, Baba. Baba, I did see. I did watch you. I did watch your program and everything.
Thank you. You didn't tell me your name. I know you're actually calling from Germany. Am I right?
Yeah, Baba. You don't get time already.
Brilliant. So yeah, go for it, Baba. You are my last caller anyway. So yeah, had yours.
Yeah, Baba. Nigeria na big joke.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, you don't see this Emefiole. They make announcement for this. They are sending. Say they want to go holiday. Say they put money 2 million for their bank account. Now he just saying, "Well, so no." It's in a prayer. It's in a prayer. In pray that prayer. It's in a prayer. In pray that prayer. He said Jesus. He said Jesus and Mary will come to their hymns and what. So now the thing be saying, why you go do that kind of thing? For a whole place we send people where we say they be lawmaker. Then we say they make law and I send a president. I think go make that one a big joke. Now something maybe say man, the country now just not be real. Not real.
You see, it's Baba. The only sad thing here be say, having known these guys them be. Some people see they believe say they go do right thing. Now waiting they must me be that. Now waiting they weak me be that. Say you see them as they be, but you're still expecting them to do right thing. Who can be the mad between all of us, between you and them? Then now them or you? They know them. You know, it amuses me like surprisingly.
They know they do nothing. Now big joke. Now not be real. Niger not be real. Those people waiting there now just of the. No, not real at all. Because then we be say, first we be saying our Senate president. You see the screen where they even do, where they make. Even this Niger issue, where Kolu, they handle like this way. Now, the thing we say, at the end, if they say make this somebody force, when they thought they get, may they go there, may they go Niger, go do anything, go do blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, the thing go turn to war, turn anything. This Senate people say, na big casala, and the Senate where they even say no. They even send themselves. If you want, do I not even know whether they even did yet? These are some bad force. If they tell them say me they go, now you go even touch them say me they go, and the Senate at the end of the day they go even touch say yes, say send letter to them, they do the approval. And they just put them there. Like that not be real at all.
Say they approve them because for the sake of their approval. Maybe say all of us saw when you reject them about. Like you started with, right? It's a complete joke. Somebody said Nigeria defy all logic. Anything will make sense somewhere. They know they make sense for Nigeria.
You know they make sense at all. You know they make sense.
It is intentional. It is deliberate.
Yes, of course. Now so the thing are just deliberately and they just done that way. And at the end of the day, their boss now call with their boss. Anything way to now even put a Fabio there. A Fabio and this Yari. Now say me Yari, may no say Yari. I even punish Yari, say that Yari until I may not contest. And he still go to contest. That one I punish him for that one. He say why they contest? When don't send to a Fabio, she na Fabio one there, and the Fabio way one there. He just did there. You say like joke. How you go to say you send? You don't talk and finish. Everybody don't hear and say money for your account. You can't say.
That's I take that back. I take that back. About another thing where people look to the ass right now, be say inside that Senate, PDP did there, APC did there, ANPP did there, Apuga did there, Labour Party did there. Who else they? No single one of them has come out and say, me, I don't reject my own 2 million. No, I don't want it. I'm going to give it to charity. Or you don't see one?
No. All of them be thieves. They don't take. They don't receive them. They don't receive them.
Say, they give my own 2 million to this. So not single one. No, just remember that.
No. None of them, all of them be thief. Oh, they are all crook. All of them. Then that's it now. How much did they pay them? I think is like maybe 4 million or something like that. They pay them every month. I don't know.
About 40 million now, where they don't increase their salary.
40
Before
million.
now, 29.8 million that they take every month. Each of them.
You see it.
I mean, it's sad now. Look at this way, right? Baba, look at this way. These guys, where they collect this 2 million, when no come out, can't reject them. The same guy shared nearly 130 million from the 70 billion then come out for subsidy, 40 million for cars. Each of them were supposed to have at least 130 million from the money they remove. Waiting be 2 million again.
And now holiday now, just say for holiday for like maybe some.
That's true.
Now,
that's true.
Holiday for like 1 week or maybe for some days. Now holiday prayer, yes. Say now holiday. He already talked. He already made the sentence finish. Say for holiday. Say there is something on your account for holiday. Have a nice holiday. I think I withdraw that statement. It's like Peking. If for not even talk, he fool himself. If in Peking himself hear that thing, go say, Papa, why you gonna do like this now? Something you don't talk finish. Why you can't say you withdraw and send a player? Oh, they put you the pray for. I can't pray again.
Give you something for prayer, so that you can go
before prayer. You can't change that to
back. I was like, God damn it, man.
Yeah. Man, the thing funny, that place, that country not be real at all. Now just all this the thing, just not be real at all.
That is
because
actually the real answer that somebody has given me tonight. The real answer is that Nigeria is not real. If you try to make sense of out of it, you feel run mad though. I mean, person feel run like if you get a headache, go break down though. Because it's not real.
True. Not real. It's not real at all. Anyhow, when you look can, you go look the kind things where they happen. See the killings where they do for Jos, for Plateau State. They keep people like animals anyhow. And see the thing where we say, even the Niger where we they talk. Not be Niger people, the army, the air force, they fight Boko Haram. Nigeria still fight Boko Haram. Which one they want go? Which standby force where they get? ECOWAS get standby force. They don't get nothing, But they don't try that, They
don't gather 25,000. They won't make one heavy entrance. 25,000.
They don't get. Now stick they'll use for shoot. They not be even gone.
Yeah. About that time they will question your patriotism about Nigeria. And all of us, they go say, because it will be like say we they laugh at them, but we are warning them. Don't go to a war that is none of your business. You are entering somewhere where the people are not asking for help. They are asking you to honor those who have taken over power. But you won't enter there, carry gun. If they can't say, Nigeria, now die, yo. But thank you very much.
Nigeria will not be, they not be fight Boko Haram. Now, Niger child, they send their army through, come help fight Boko Haram. Now they want to go Niger, say they want to fight war. War will be say not be even their own. Man, they don't try that thing.
Well, with the count days. Thank you so much, Baba, for stopping by.
You're welcome, Baba. One Lord.
Yes, sir. You have a good night, okay? Thank you so much.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to draw the curtains that way. But I have something to say to all of us, okay? Now, tomorrow, there's something I want to do tomorrow. So, tomorrow is Sunday, okay? Well, Sunday, Sha. On Sunday, instead of us having Sunday sermon, I'm going to organize a fundraiser for Yoruba Union. And if you're my friend, you can join, okay? So I'm going to do that before the our normal program in the evening, okay? We've kind of need to get our people back on the field, helping those that need the help. Yoruba Union. So if you are going to join me tomorrow or you see me live anytime, just come with your wallet, all right? And come and chip in something, $1 or $2. They usually means a lot. They help a lot of people that some of them probably will never actually pay you back or pay us back. Indeed. But until then, if you joined us midway or you're just joining us, take your time and watch this program from the beginning again, okay? And then I will see you some other time. Finally, don't leave without liking the broadcast if you haven't already, or share this, or even subscribe. I'll see you again. Good night.
làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Mayegun diary politico.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o. Ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.